Hello and welcome back. This is just a quick tutorial on how I choose to play support. Hopping into this game, it was quite interesting. They decided to go with an all ADC comp. I had a ADC Galio and it was quite enjoyable. In the early lane, we were able to chunk Jinx out and it kind of was going well. However, like I said, coming around to level 2, level 3, I was constantly scanning the other lanes and I saw that our their enemy mid laner, was quite pushed up, and so I wanted to get level 3 as soon as I could to pretty much sprint over there. Like I said, my Galio has been chunked, the wave's pushing towards us, so it is a safe roam, primarily making sure that he's not going to get trapped by the wave or he won't get too pushed in under tower. So I'm just sitting here trying to get level 3, level him up, trying to kind of push those levels. I end up over here taking cannon. In doing so, I hit level 3 and I just kind of beeline it over there. Like, my Galio isn't looking to trade, he's just looking to passively farm with his Q or whatever the ability is. And yeah. So right now I'm sprinting down mid. At least I'm still constantly checking on Galio, make sure he's okay. And when I go to far loop lane, and I let my caster know that I'm coming in. So I go ahead and pop a little ping there, get taken care of, double stay there. Now it doesn't do much, but it does give my caster the ability to free farm a little bit, as he has been pushed in quite a bit this game. I do see Kindred, so I know my Galio is safe from a dive, as long as he doesn't mess up too bad on the 2v2. I stick around though because, like I said, there's no need. They're continuing hard pushing. I can get a quick ward down. And I actually go back for a second gank on the Smolder, just because, again, she pushed up again. Like I said, it's my cast, and I want to get him as strong as possible, just because he is a very strong late game character and destroys the early game, and if I can make it easier on him, I do. Now our Belvet does get jumped by Kindred in this little quick runaway scenario, but so we get out, no damage, nothing lost, casting gets a few extra farm, my Galio is safe farming under tower, gets a decent amount of CS. I end up trying this new redemption build, primarily all supports building redemption, seeing how it can kind of work and go through it. Like I said, now I'm kind of poking around and just constantly checking my lanes, making sure who knows where, etc. End up coming down here because my Belvet was pinging that Kindred was there, and look, that she was. Unfortunately, I did make a mechanical misstep where I missed one of my bombs, pretty much leading to the not being able to kill her. That's perfectly fine, just a little annoying. I sit here, I said, come back to do a little laning, nothing crazy. We chunk Jinx out, get them pretty low. I said we're able to pop Senna, kind of just boring stuff, and then we kind of go ahead and lead into the Jinx is low, Galio's here. So what I do is I ping Galio lane, I'm about to go in. I then go ahead and land one bomb, land the second one. Now if Galio maybe didn't have Q up, or he was just late, or didn't want to kind of play with the tower, either way, if he was played a little mechanically better, he could have killed her. Thanks to our setup. Now, like I'm checking mid lane, seeing if it's a gankable lane. It looks like she's looking to push, so I can end up walking up there. However, I am quite a bit low, so now we're playing for dragon, defending it, etc. Like I said, end up backing here, but as I'm backing, I'm checking top lane to see if I can gank the Quinn, because I've been checking it all lane, seeing how she her playstyle is, and she's very pushed up. She hasn't been ganked, so she's quite not fearful. When I get there, she is not there, but we realize they're on, from deduction, that they're on Grugs. End up setting up the fight. Now I do miss my bomb again, unfortunately leading to my death, but because I was there and I rotated properly, we were able to kind of clean up and get taken care of. Now the fight is continuing, so pretty much as soon as I spawn, I will be sprinting there, just because of my low level. It gives me a faster respawn time, so I will outpace whoever just died there. Primarily the Kindred and Quinn. Like I said, we were able to push there, get them taken care of, and I'm no longer needed, so I end up starting to path back towards bot lane, but on my way, I see dragons coming up, so I do a little bit of warding, nothing too crazy. And I want to get some deep wards down for Drake, so I go to get the deep wards, but then I realize that the Senna on the minimap is pushed up a little too far, and Jinx is nowhere to be found. So I change my plan, and I go and we set him up, and we get a good kill. Now the Jinx is there, and now I can go back and continue my deep warding. I don't go for too deep, because in the process I do end up finding Kindred, and so I just get these light wards, nothing too crazy, not looking to die and get chunked too badly before this Drake fight that's about to occur. I said I end up seeing Kindred by herself. My Caston's nearby. He is level 6, so I know that he can go take her, and so I go ahead and set up the clean engage for him, allowing him to either fight it or... Unfortunately, she jumps to the wall, and Caston did not have his teleport up. No worries. But we were able to kind of win that out. We chunked her before dragon, setting us up for pretty much good success. I said the Galio right now is just playing around. getting chunked, etc. And so I'm over here trying to see if I can make sure that they push and don't do any crazy free shenanigans or get a big push too big for him so that he can't kind of clear that. Over here, clearing wards, nothing too crazy. I'm seeing that I see that there is 3 people about to kill me, so I do a flash and run away. I just thought it was pretty funny. And normally you would die there, and I should have died there, but I got lucky, and now I have sleeping wolves coming at me. I'm not the biggest fan, I'm gonna be honest. Moving forward, real quick back, like I said, noticing some fights, nothing crazy. Like I said, trying to complete that redemption. Like I said, I go to join the fight, pop another ward down, make sure I'm keeping vision of the enemy jungler. Like I said, they did clear my vision from earlier, which is good because now I'm back with full set of wards and I can just repop it down. Kindred does end up getting a fight with me, and I do get knocked out by Drake, and I thought I was dead. Luckily though, my Belka did come to save me, but I was able to kind of bait her away so we can kill her and then end up leading into a good drag. I did not look at the rockets, and I probably should have been level 6 there, but I just didn't manage my XP properly. Nothing too crazy, like I said, just some small fights, etc. The kind of main things that I want people to focus on is that like I said, just constantly looking to get those just wards down. Like I said, there was the fight top, and instead of running to there, I figured my Malphite and Caston could kill it before I got there, and so I figured I'd take the long way and ward up and maybe clean up if she does end up escaping. Like I said, I attempt to link up my Caston, which we do successfully, and now we're going to look for a gank in the bot lane. In the process, we do catch them. I cut off the Jinx because I slow her because I cannot hit Senna, and now those bombs were kind of defensive, so we were able to zone her off, and Senna does end up escaping, but that's fine. So we were able to secure the one. Casting gets a kill because I was able to link up with them. Primarily looking to link up with your mid laner is always a good example, especially when playing a very heavy roaming support. Here I play a little bit aggressive because I know my Caston is here. I know he's hungry, looking for kills. He hit his first item power spike and just looking to get strong. So I end up hitting the double bomb on her. Chill. I'm sitting here making sure I don't die because dying would just be the equivalent of us getting the kill. It wouldn't be worth it. A 1-for-1 not really worth it in a good roam unless they have a crazy bounty. So I do misplay here when I realize I run out of mana and get killed by the thing. The big cool thing here though is that I end up purchasing more control wards, etc. And I'm constantly looking around. I see that my Gallia is pushed up. Like I said, Wonder Turret. He's getting chunked out. I should go over there to help him. Unfortunately, because I did misplay, I was unable to go and assist. But yeah, I'm constantly looking around, changing plans, seeing where I could be best utilized, and that's kind of how I play the roaming support. Coming around here, I find these two. I do have nobody nearby, but I do have a Malphite who is walking up, so as long as I can bait them, my Gallia ends up getting TP, and I do an offensive redemption just so I can keep vision on that Senna, so my Malphite knows exactly where she is, making sure that I can pull any cheese strat, and then Gallia is able to go ahead and finish off the Jinx. I did try to follow up the Malphite because Senna was taking a little bit longer than would be like to kill, but Malphite just didn't want to burn ulti, and unfortunately he did have to. Mostly going forward, we're going around, clearing waves, trying to be as useful as ever, running mid, throwing some bombs, being hooky, and just speeding up Caston, linking up with him, going pretty well. Like I said, pick up some berries, and now here's where I had a big misplay. If I pressed ulti on myself, the team could have came in and cleaned him up, but as I was getting rezzed, I engaged the fight a little bit too early. Luckily though, I was able to get my team to be strong enough, and so that they were able to kind of win this fight. I do play the redemption at dead, make sure I don't forget about that. Now here is something very important where I actually sell my one of the CDR items to buy 2 control words instead of just leaving it. So instead of the 5% CDR, I sell and I get 2 control words. I highly recommend doing this on pretty much every support. The value of having control words late game is more than that 5% CDR. I end up going over here, baiting a fight, playing redemption, playing my ulti, doing zillion things. Now here, I realize our team is quite ahead and they're just looking to kill, and so I'm going to play offensively. I'm sitting in the enemy jungle by myself, knowing that my team is around here and that they can't help me if I need them to. Now here, I do a misplay where I did not realize Kindred had flash, but again, we trade 1-for-1 here. So basically, she kills me, but my Malphite is able to kind of clean this up. Malphite plus Caston plus a few other things I do in a redemption, just make sure my team keeps vision on it, making it easy as possible for them, and I would say that's a positive trade, especially with them being the jungler, she may having a few more kills than other people, etc. especially because we're able to go ahead and do autocon off that. Now, like I said, I'm warding very aggressively in the enemy jungler, keeping track of them because my team is looking to kill. We are ahead. We want to farm them. They want to not die. We want to make sure they do die. So I end up scanning this bush, sitting in here. Jinx is not paying attention, able to get her. Now, if this was in a competitive sense where I had comms, I definitely would call my galley or somebody to come sit with me, just to make sure that she constantly dies. Like I say, again, we are able to bait the Kindred, just because we are ahead and she is behind, and so she doesn't do as much damage to us, so she cannot kill us. This fight ends up being a big swing in our favor, especially doing so, and they actually do end up surrendering, and we end up winning the game. So this is kind of how I do my roam timers, etc. Just making sure that everything kind of plays. The big things are make sure that your laner is safe in some regards, that you're going to get value when you do roam, constantly looking at lanes, etc. And yeah, have a great day.